Hello, namaste everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. Today's video is going to be about Cancer individuals. If you are a Cancer zodiac sign, if you have your moon in the sign of Cancer, or you have your ascendant in the sign of Cancer, this video is going to be for you. Before we start, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings from me, you can check out the link below www.anmollastrology.com, and under the readings and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Also, you can sign up for the courses under courses option. Okay, so let's get started for today's video. The introductory videos link is also attached in the description box, so you can watch them so as to understand how Rahu is going to behave in the sign of Aquarius, Ketu is going to behave in the sign of Leo, and what is the theme of this particular transit. Okay, so first thing I would suggest you people is to look for specifically Rahu and Ketu transit through the Chandra chart or the moon chart, and then refer to the ascendant, because Rahu and Ketu are the nodes of the moon. So they are going to affect first from the moon and then from the ascendant. So we go reverse in this culture. So for Cancer individuals, Ketu is going to transit the second house in the sign of Leo, and Rahu is going to transit in the eighth house in the sign of Aquarius. Rahu Ketu's transit is the most important transit. I always say this is the transit which you need to know about, because wherever Rahu and Ketu transit for 18 months, that is the domain for you. That is the karmic land for you where you are going to go back and forth. So this becomes important houses for those 18 months for you. They bring in transformation, they bring in significant changes, they bring in like you accomplishing your goals and karma. So second house is the house of one's finances, possessions, savings, relationship with the family, speech, the longevity of their life. Second and eighth house both. Second house is the mark sthan, which means where things come to an end. And eighth house is the house of death and transformation. So on a whole, both of these houses show that there is a significant transformation you're going to go through. Eighth house is the house of your secrets, secrecy, sudden events. It is the house of your intense or deep hidden truth. It is the house of research. So when Ketu comes into the second house, what the results would be when Rahu comes in the eighth house. So let's just dive into the chart so that we have better clarity to it. Okay, so here we go. So we are talking about Cancer individuals. Ketu will be transiting in your second house, first of all. So when Ketu comes anywhere, Ketu is a planet of detachment, right? We always talk about it. Ketu is detachment, Ketu is dissatisfaction. But something that we need to understand, that Ketu's detachment doesn't come ever since, its placement is there. Suppose Ketu is placed somewhere, the detachment is not going to come instantly. It is not going to come at the time you are born, or even in the transits. It is not going to be from day one. Ketu in the second house, as a part of transit, shows that you are going to slowly detach from the family and from the idea of family for some reason. There's going to be a major transformation. Your spiritual journey's catalyst for these 18 months is going to be transformative situations that are going to happen within your family or within your financial situation. Ketu typically coming into the second house in the sign of Leo. Specifically, for Cancerians, you would feel that you are going to get tested for money and your financial situation. It is going to test your confidence with your speech and communication. Ketu is going to change your perspective towards dealing with your family, dealing with your finances, how you earn, how you deal with your savings, how you segregate your savings, how you earn. It is going to change that. So Ketu's transit in the Artha houses, and specifically in the second and the 10th house, actually creates transformation in one's career. Ketu in the second house can also act as a very fortunate planet, in fact, for your finances. You definitely are going to struggle with your finances. When Ketu comes into the second house, I've seen the two extremes happening because Ketu is an extremist. Either you will have to help somebody within your family with money, or you would have to seek for help with money from your family. Because second house Ketu means that you can be dependent on someone else for money matters. This could be in any case scenario. Like, for example, maybe you're doing service work, maybe you're doing commission work, maybe you're using someone else's money, or you're using the money of investors and making a livelihood for yourself and taking a portion of your money out of it. That could even be the meaning. Or it could mean for some time you might become jobless and you have to depend on your partner, or you have to depend on your family for the allowances, for the provision. But Ketu simply tells that whatsoever transformations you are going to experience with the second house matters, you will first feel very low on confidence. And only after that transformation happens, you will feel that what is money? Money can't buy everything for me. I want peace. I want my spiritual enlightenment. But of course, I also want money in the bank. So that's why this is a kind of situation. Finances and your family environment is going to lead you towards spirituality, and there will be a point when you will detach yourself from both these areas, and that is the point when you will be able to enjoy that fortune. But you won't have that feeling of enjoyment. That would be just a normal thing for you. That is a kind of situation. Ketu in the second house will make you very blunt. It will make you speak about the truth. Speak the truth of yourself. Speak the truth of even astrology, occult, knowledge. Because we will have Rahu at the same time in the 8th house. It wants you to dig deep into the 8th house matters. This could also bring in a situation where you'll have to deal with the inheritance or division in the family. Like most of all, especially in the Indian societies, forefathers, grandfathers have the set of properties or money or gold which they keep for their future generation. So this can be a time when that is going to be divided among either your parents or you yourself. So this could even give you the feeling, or this could even create a situation where you detach from the idea of inheritance, where you'll be like, I have had enough. I don't want anything. Just let it be. And this could even be in the case of your career. Maybe I've struggled so much that now you feel that I'm not going to put in efforts in the present career or in the present situation. I need to change. I need to have a change. And that's where sudden events arise for you because of Rahu in the eighth house. Rahu would make you experience like things suddenly and intensely. Since it's in the sign of Aquarius, you would have your secret agendas. This naturally isolates you, first of all, from, I won't say from everyone, but from one part of the world. And it makes you go into isolation and hibernation so as to research or get ready for the situation. Especially coming into the sign of Aquarius, this is a very, very scientific time. This is a time to learn something related to science or scientific knowledge. Rahu and Ketu transit simply is going to transform the way you interact with your family, the way you speak, the way you interact, and the way you hold secrets, the way you hold the stability of your life. Everything is going to transform. Things may come as a surprise to you. Things may come in suddenly to you. For some people, they can be suddenly, a relationship, suddenly a marriage. So many such things you can expect happening suddenly for you. But consider one thing, that this could also call for corporate politics for you. If you are into corporate world, if you are working, if you are into some firm, multinational organizations, this is the time when you will also have to experience hidden politics. Also, since Rahu is in the eighth house in the sign of Aquarius, if your Saturn is certainly placed, this would also make you work towards organizations secretly, maybe to help them as a part of your social service. But I have seen definitely with Ketu and Rahu's transit in the second and the eighth house, they have to do something. They have to do something as part for a favor or as free for someone. But this, for married women and men, this could give you complications within your marriage life, family life, and with your in-laws. Your in-laws can experience a lot of significant events or sudden events within their life. This could even affect the health of your father and your mother-in-law. And most of all, yeah, it can be both mother-in-law and father. Not father-in-law, father. So this can even be a time when you can win a lottery. Whenever, I see a transit happening of Ketu and Rahu in this axis or over the lords of the second or the specifically eighth house, this can happen. Right? So let's dive into the aspects. So since Rahu is in the eighth house, it is going to affect all the moksha signs. Right? So the fifth aspect is going to be not moksha signs, sorry, moksha houses. So fifth aspect is going to be on the 12th house. Again, this is about learning for spirituality. This Rahu will also make you visit hospitals. Maybe for someone else, maybe for yourself. This could even transform you spiritually. Definitely a major transformation. Major transformation. You will learn so much about what the astral world is. What is universe? What are the stars about? You will even learn tarot. occult sciences, astrology. This could even give you a significant expense, either because of a shift of residence or because of a significant, a significant travel, shift of residence, or for your education, in fact. Because at the same time, we will have Jupiter here too. It can give you troubles or obstacles with your foreign travel as well. Okay. Now the ninth aspect. The ninth aspect of Rahu is going to be on the fourth house. You would want to rebel either from your mother or from your home environment. So there is going to be a feeling where you might feel that I want to balance my heart space. I want to balance my emotions. I want to balance my relationship within the people, with the people who are within the home. But you would also feel that I want to just go away from it. I just want to have some peaceful time away from the home. That could also be something there. Okay, so Rahu's ninth aspect makes you learn a life lesson in a very unconventional way. So it is like something very unconventional or unusual happens within your home environment, or there's a unconventional, unorthodox change that is happening within your heart space, which leads you towards a significant life lesson that you're going to learn. And this is a lesson that you would learn, that you have to become more clever, more careful, more intelligent with things of your life. This is not about a spiritual lesson. It is about a lesson of the practical world. Ninth aspect of Rahu definitely wants you to rebel from anyone who imposes an authority over you. Okay, that is also there. What else? Rahu's ninth aspect on the fourth house would also make you learn something about home decor, home decoration, and stuff like that. Like you would feel that I want to create an environment within the home. I want to create something within the home, and you would use foreign objects for it. I talked about it already. This can detach you from the home environment, the existing home environment, so it can call for a shift. Okay, so now let's talk about the aspects of Ketu. So now the aspect of Ketu. So the fifth aspect of Ketu is going to be on the sixth house. Um, when Ketu's aspect is on the sixth house, it can affect a health of an individual. It makes you overanalyze your health and nutrition. So something like this would require your attention, that you have to take care of your eating patterns. You have to get into a routine regarding your eating patterns. And especially when Ketu comes in the sign of Leo, it can give you digestive issues, issues related to digestion, issues related to your throat because of the second house. So that is something you need to be concerned of. Maybe this shows that you need to go to the gym, you need to go to the yoga classes, something like that, so as to get with your health better way. Now, fifth aspect of Ketu also will help you get done with your debts and also settle your disputes. Okay, whatsoever disputes you have had earlier, this Ketu is going to basically uproot the disputes once and forever. The journey can be a little difficult because of the fire signs. It can be quite reactive, it can be quite impulsive, but it could happen. One thing I would also suggest for you to not pick up fights, because Ketu is one of the violent planets. It is one of the aggressive planets. Coming into the second house, it can make you go overly blunt with your communication, which is going to lead you towards having fights and obstacles. This also makes you disconnect with your extended families, right? Like your relatives. Okay, so that's also one thing you would see. But that, Ketu is going to activate some sort of battle wherever the sign of Sagittarius is. Because Ketu's energy combined with the sign of Sagittarius is to fight for something. It's a focused fight that you do with a goal, with a focus. Okay, so that's also something you would see. This could also give you some transformation within your workspace or within your career as well. Now, the ninth aspect of Ketu. So, the ninth aspect of Ketu is going to be on the 10th house. So, ninth aspect of Ketu makes you learn about your spiritual side and get some higher lesson because of your own actions within the society. So, your social image is going to be something for which you are going to act upon in a very impulsive manner, because of which it can basically give you, a sense of thought that I am going to do what I'm going to do. I don't care about what people think about me. That is something, some kind of attitude you might feel. And this would actually can affect your social image. But Ketu basically coming into such a house is going to come there to make you understand that society is not as important as spirituality and one's own peace is. So you will get situations in your life where you will feel that why should I be the one to think about what society thinks about me? So you are going to detach from the concept of a social image. You would no longer do things that you want to do, that you don't want to do. You will be like, I want to detach from whatsoever does not, adds on to my peace. So this will actually lead to your spiritual growth through your actions because of the society. Okay, so that is the higher lesson that you're going to learn. Now, let's just quickly go over the planets now. So, first of all, if suppose you have Sun in this axis, if you have Sun in the second house, the second lord is in the second house and Ketu is coming over it. This talks about that you are going to feel the crunch of your ego through the family or because of the finances. I would suggest you people to not to help anyone, especially a close person, a person from the family. You shouldn't help them with money because you are not going to get that money back and you won't even get that courage to ask for that money back. Sun in the second house, Ketu coming over it, brutally honest you're going to be. You will have a major transformation when it comes to your personality, the way you react, the way you think, not the way you think, but the way you communicate. Your communication is going to get affected because of this Ketu. There's a transformation that you're going to see happening with your communication. Also, this can affect the health of your father. So, and for you, it can give you issues related to your digestion. Okay, but this is a time when your confidence is going to get challenged. You have to go within, understand the true self of the true side of events and things, and where you should reflect your confidence, where you should have the ability to keep quiet. That is the refinement that you're going to see. When sun is in the eighth house, the second lord goes into the eighth house and Rahu comes over it. You will have to take a major expenditure. Like, for example, you're buying a home, you're buying a real estate, you're buying something, a very significant thing for which you are going to put in a lot of amount of money. Or it could mean exactly the opposite. You sell something so as to get money. You put your savings all onto stake for starting something, for something else, right? It will either totally exhaust your savings so as to do an expenditure, or it is going to exhaust your savings so as to buy something, create a fixed asset, right? It depends on what Mahadasha you are going through, where Saturn is placed. But again, this would make you dive deeper into astrology, all the occult sciences, and it would make you indulge into secret activities. Be very careful, very careful. When there is a transit of any planet in the second and eighth axis, you can feel intoxicated. You can dive into addictions. Addictions could be anything related to liquor, related to drugs, related to sex, related to anything. But it has a very bad side to it. So that is also something. It could even mean gambling, right? So that is something you need to be careful for. Now, moon. So if you have your moon in the second house, in the sign of Leo, it is the lord of your first house. You have always been close to the family. You have always been a person who gets the family together, who takes the family together. Your family matters a lot for you. Royal, regal status matters a lot for you. Your good lifestyle matters a lot for you. Now, this Ketu is coming here to emotionally transform you, to bring something else out of you, to make you understand that all these things are not going to go away with you, the point when you're going to leave this world. So that is a kind of detachment it causes. That is a kind of spiritual lesson it gives. So that is what it shows. Moon in the second house, Ketu coming over it, it can affect the health of the mother. It can even affect your emotional health also. This is a time which also will transform you spiritually. It will give you the wisdom of understanding the psychology of other people. But this journey is not going to be easy. It is not going to come easily towards you. Okay, so that's what we also see. It could also affect your relationship with the family. It could bring in something significantly transformative within the family, which can make you feel detached from the family, or it could even make you travel away from the family for your settlement. Now, if this is moon in the eighth house as the lord of the first house, this has to be a time which would cause for a major transformation within you, not just with your personality, with your appearance, but also emotionally. You would start becoming a rebel. This is, usually Cancerians are very self-sacrificial, but also they are very self-centered. But this is a time when you will be like that, I am no longer going to depend my emotions on others. I am going to own my emotions by myself. For this, you would also feel very obsessive in the beginning. You will feel obsessed with everyone around you, with your expectations, with you, with everyone taking care of you, but not your expectations not being met. And then you will be like that, I'm going to pamper myself, I'm going to take care of myself, I'm going to get my hair done, I'm going to look good, do something with my appearance, and also emotionally become independent. That is what you would see. And this basically, this transformative journey is not going to come in just like that. It is not going to come in easy. It is going to come in with struggle, with obstacles, and because of a very transformative situation. But it shows that you would also be able to accumulate a lot of money at the same time. And you will get the money and you will increase your expenses as well. So it's like you will be able to make higher expenditure now. Okay, whereas Ketu in the second house would want you to save. It would give you the lesson with your spendings. Although whenever Moon is in the second house, a person is most of all an emotional spender. Now, this is the karma attached to it. When Moon is in the second house when Ketu comes over it, it gives you the karma that you cannot be an emotional spender any longer. You have to get balanced with your expenditure and with your emotions. Right now, next we have Jupiter. So, when Jupiter is in the second house, being your sixth and your ninth lord, it could detach you from someone elderly in your family or within your relatives. So, there can be a sense of there can be a significant sense of wisdom when it comes to finances. This could even be a time when you'll have to either complete a debt. There is a timeline, you have to complete that debt, or you'll have to take on a significant debt to provide for someone else. You might not use this for yourself, but you have to use that for someone in the family or for someone. Right. And this definitely is going to lead you towards your spiritual growth. It is going to give you wisdom. It is going to give you specifically the understanding of people, that which person is good for you, which person is not good for you. That is the kind of lesson you're going to learn. Right, so you're going to learn the psychology of people. You're going to learn that, and you would require to sacrifice for someone within your family. There's a major sacrifice required on your end for someone in the family. Also, this shows that you will feel as in you are on a battle, you are on a mission when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to the detachment, when it comes to the wisdom part of it. Now, if Jupiter is in the eighth house, oh, what happened? Just a second. I think the screen changed. Mm, give me 1 second. Okay. So this basically shows if Jupiter is being the sixth and the ninth lord coming into the eighth house can give some abrupt events in the life of your father and with your relationship with your relatives. It could even bring in division or complication obstacles within your inheritance. You will have to take the responsibility of someone in the family or in the extended family or within your in-laws. This calls for wisdom that comes in a very eccentric, in a very different, unorthodox, and unconventional manner. Rahu, when it comes over Jupiter, it gives that Jupiter a very explosive energy with its wisdom. It's like a teacher who is a very advanced teacher is teaching you something with advanced methods of learning. That is what you're going to experience within your life. Whatsoever sudden events you're going to go through, whatsoever obstacles suddenly are going to come towards you, you'll have to work upon them with new approach, with unconventional approach. You're going to do something which you might not have expected yourself to do. Okay, so next we have Venus. So if Venus is in the second house and Ketu comes over it, first of all, if it affects the health of the mother and of the spouse. Venus is your fourth and your 11th lord. You are going to be able to buy a home, right? You are going to be able to buy a home or a place which you can call home, or you just suddenly inherit a home. There has to be some recognition, some gain that happens either by working from home or from your father's assets, father's business, or from the home. I remember I bought my first property when Ketu was basically aspecting my fourth lord. No, it was not aspecting my fourth lord, it was aspecting my fourth house. Okay, but now here you have your fourth lord and Ketu is coming over it. So I remember Ketu was a significant planet for me during that time when I bought my first property. So Ketu can actually give you, and that did came as a surprise to me, because I thought that maybe it is going to be Moon or Mars for me, because it was Moon or Mars, but significantly Ketu had a higher proportion into that, into the giving me that particular opportunity, right? So Ketu works very well, to be very honest. It doesn't always attract all the bad things, but it works as per the God plans. It gives you not things as per your plan, but it gives you what God thinks is necessary for you. Okay. So Ketu coming into the, over Venus in your second house can detach you with from all the luxuries. First, you would feel that I need to have all the luxuries, in my life. I need to have a good car. I need to have a luxury car, and you will be able to attain that. But once you attain that, you will have this feeling that what did it give me? Did it give me peace of mind? Did it give me something for long term? Like, did it satisfy me spiritually? That is going to be your question. So, slowly and steadily, you will start detaching yourself from the luxuries of life. You will start detaching yourself from such things, which you felt were the most important things for you, which you felt because you felt a little materialistic before. But now you are going to align so much spiritually. This is a spiritual journey for you, definitely. There's a major transformation that you're going to experience in the way you love, or in your outlook towards love. You will get a heartbreak, a significant heartbreak. Not necessary it has to be from a love partner. It can be a heartbreak that you're eventually going to feel with life, you know. Now, Venus, if that is in the eighth house, being the fourth and the 11th Lord, this is the time for you to rebel against your emotions and your home situation. You may interact with females on a secretive level. So, this can also call for affair. And while I'm talking for affair, today I saw a reel, basically that was a video basically which went viral, of a person who had an affair, and his wife basically caught him. And trust me, when I saw that person, I saw the appearance, I could see that person is, a cancer ascendant, or maybe there is a prominent cancer placement. And the way he was trying to calm his wife down, and the way his wife was totally devastated, totally, she was not being able to breathe, in fact. That is a kind of thing that came into my mind right now. That is a pure energy with Venus in the 8th house and Rahu coming over it, and you having, something. It could be for unmarried men and women also. You might have, and it could even mean that you are getting married for this time. It simply means it activates your sexual pleasure, it activates your sexual encounter, right? And for some, and that too, that has to be secretive initially. But this also means that if Saturn is certainly placed, it could even mean that that would surface. And then you will have to deal with your inbuilt traumas of your childhood. You definitely have to deal with that. You have had a lot of trauma since your childhood, definitely with your fourth lord going into the 8th house. in the sign of Aquarius. You have felt lonely. You have felt as if no one loved you, or you didn't get the kind of love you deserve. That is something that you might have felt in your childhood, and this is your time to acknowledge that. Definitely, this is the time for you to acknowledge that, or else you would dive yourself into affairs. You would dive yourself for just getting into a relationship for the sake of just being loved. And that might not act as a very good thing because the basis is not that strong. The foundation is not that strong. Okay, but this is a good promise for money and luxury. Again, you can also buy a ticket for the lottery, or but I do fear that I would suggest you people to not indulge into addiction of any sort, gambling, alcohol, drugs, sex, nothing like that, or else you would find yourself getting way deeper into it. Okay, so that's about it. Now we have Mars. So Mars coming into the second house, being your fifth and your 10th lord. Significant change in your career. Maybe you just gave birth to a child, and now your career is on the verge of transformation. And this actually can make you follow a passion of yours. This can bring in a very creative and major transformation within your career. You'll have to research, and you'll have to it is a situation I'm getting into my mind, that you have to be in a confined space, accomplishing your responsibilities, and at the same time you're going to research on the things you like. And maybe you are in a confined space within your home, and you are not being able to go out and work, and you are just you have started on a page, you have started something, so you are into that isolation, right? But you are presenting yourself out there. That is the kind of energy I see here. But this talks about healing your relationship with your family. There is some significant event that is going to happen within your family, a significant fight, a significant transformation, a significant loss, because of which you are going to just change drastically the way you connect with the family, the way you feel about the family. And you would also have to provide the family by selflessly sacrificing yourself and your career. That is what is required here. Okay. Mars and Ketu's combination in the second house. Why is it not switching off? Oh, it's not working. Okay. It can also affect your health. So be very, very careful of your health, in fact. Okay, be careful of accidents also. See, whenever I talk about health, accidents, or anything of that sort, please remember that you have to see your planetary placements. You have to see your, you know, dasha and everything, so as to see that if that is definitely promised. Transits are like an overview for so many individuals, and some of them would feel a complete effect, some of them would feel just 20%, 30%, 60% effect. Okay, suppose if it also detaches you from your younger sibling or from a male friend of yours, okay, over ego battles, or over ego issues, or over fights on inheritance, maybe because of with the younger sibling. Now, if Mars, being the fifth and the 10th lord, is in the eighth house, definitely you're going to experience a significant event or obstacle within your career, which is going to change the dynamic of your career. You might suddenly you might have been laid off from your job. Maybe you are the one to suddenly taking a dropout, or suddenly taking some time off your career. So that is a significant event that I see. You will definitely have to act as a provider for your in-laws, for your in-laws family. There would be a sudden event that would make you do that. And your decisions are going to play a very important role. You are going to obsess over your mind. There's going to be a sense of obsession within your mind. So just be very careful. There can even be a lustful encounter within your career, within your workspace. So there are a lot of hideous activities that I see happening for a person with Mars in the eighth house as a lord of the fifth and the 10th, and Rahu coming over it. A lot of hideous activities. And that can even come to into surface because Saturn at the same time as a transit Saturn is in the ninth house for you. So be very careful. If you're conscious about your image, be careful. You may suddenly get promoted as well, or you may suddenly change the job, but the second one or the other one that you will get, that can be better than the previous one. Okay. So suddenly you would want to manage your fixed assets, your joint assets, your inheritance, your money, your savings. Okay. So next we have Mercury. So Mercury being in the second house as the lord of your 12th and the third house, in the second house, Ketu coming over it. A lot of struggle you have to do to, to complete your expenses. You will detach from the family. You will go away from the family. This is also a time when you can buy a property overseas with the help of the family. Definitely. This also detaches you and makes you travel away from the family also. Or if you are living in the same, a place, or maybe suppose, for example, you're living with your family, a joint family within India or maybe anywhere, you will now get a division and move a little bit away. Ketu is going to give you wisdom with your speech, technology, and communication. You are going to be overly blunt, overly researching on things. You will get anxiety with your interactions with family, with communicating with the family or with anyone else. But there has to be anxious behavior. There has to be consciousness. Okay. Mercury in Leo, Ketu coming over it. You're going to learn different languages, or you're going to introduce yourself to a language and learn about it. This would also make you learn about the traditions and cultures. And it could make you learn about foreign tradition and cultures if this is Mercury in the sign of Aquarius and Rahu comes over it. In both the cases, you are going to deal with anxiety, deal with consciousness, deal with, you know, depression for some people. This is because Rahu and Ketu both can corrupt your nervous system. So you need to meditate. You need to get a control over your nervous system, over your body. Okay. So this can even give you events where you would suddenly feel those shivers, goosebumps, bitters. Suddenly you're shivering while you're communicating. That is the kind of situation it gives. But definitely both the situations talk about research. They talk about research, they talk about digging deep into the informations. Okay. And definitely with specifically Mercury, you will definitely change either your residence, or you would change change the homeland, like change the land. You will travel at a distance for job, for work, for education. And even it could be for marriage. Next, we have Saturn. Saturn being the 10th, the 7th and the 8th lord in the second house. Ketu coming over it. This is a problematic time for your spouse. You might have to provide your spouse. You might have to, like, your spouse can be a very lazy individual and not very hardworking one. Especially if you are a female, it would be a spouse who is not working, and you are required to take care of them. Ketu coming over it is like that howsoever you are feeling uncomfortable at providing that person or dealing with that person right now, you will have to take care. You will have to deal with that individual and you'll have to give your selfless service there. Ketu is going to typically change your perspective, the way you connect with people, the way you look at your partner. It, in fact, is going to give you the intensity and transformation in your behavior with the family. It will make you be at service to the family and to the spouse, to even the in-laws family. I do feel your in-laws have been people who have been very bossy, commanding, and non-servicing. Like they always throw everything at you. They always make you responsible for everything and make you work for everything. This is the time when you are going to do that for them, of course, but also you are going to retaliate. Okay, so that's what I see with Saturn in the second house. It could even give you the opportunity of partnership, but it could even first take you away from one of the partnerships and then connect with another one. But definitely, this is a difficult time. This is not the best of the time that you might have. There's a lot of lessons, there's a lot of wisdom that you'll have to go through. Now, if Saturn is in the 8th house and Rahu is coming over it, it's the lord of the 7th and the 8th house. There can be a situation, a transformative situation that happens within the life of your in-laws. This could affect the health of your spouse. This is going to transform the way your spouse interacts within the marriage. Your spouse is going to behave the one who is going to behave like a rebel. Even you are going to feel like a rebel towards specifically your in-laws, not your spouse, but in-laws. There can be some hidden politics you'll have to deal with, some hidden things that are going to surface. And at the same time, there are going to be some hidden activities you are going to do. Your career can significantly change. Your career can significantly experience a significant change, I mean. That can be for good or bad. That depends on the overall chart and the Mahadasha you're going through. Right? Saturn being the 7th lord going into the 8th house also makes your partner work towards their goals. They're very hardworking. They're very much into accomplishing their goals. Rahu coming over it is going to, it can give sudden success to them, but also it can give sudden complications to them as well. So everything that is going to happen for you is going to happen suddenly. There could be a sudden travel, there could be a sudden shift of residence. But definitely, Saturn already being in the 8th house and then Rahu coming over it is definitely a complicated situation. It's a complex situation. The time is not the best of the time for you. It's a time of struggle, but this time can give you. It's the Bhoga Karka. Be careful of nazar. Be careful of, whatsoever you are planning to do, do not discuss about it. Be secretive about it. Because you would see the moment you talk to anyone about it, the work will not happen. Right? So that's what this Rahu is telling you, that you'll have to be secretive. It can also distance you from your spouse, maybe for work, or it could be anything else. Okay, so now we have Rahu and Ketu. So if you have Rahu in your 8th house and Ketu in your 2nd house already, now this is what you are experiencing is Rahu Ketu's natal transit. So whatsoever I've talked in the beginning of this video, that is everything that you're going to experience at the most. You're already used to this energy. You're already used to ups and downs in your life. You're used to so many change in your profession, changing 2, 3, 5 professions in your life, dealing with the family complexities, family detachment, the family problems. You have already been used to it. But now for these 18 months, it would come in intensely. You would first attach yourself to the family matters so much that you would end up detaching from them. You would obsess over the eighth house matters. You would first be unaware of the eighth house matter, unaware of research, unaware of spiritually enlightening yourself, unaware of secrets, always discussing everything with everyone. But now you're going to feel obsessed towards secrets. Secrets. You're going to feel obsessed towards being in your own zone and working in your own zone, researching, keeping an eye. Because Aquarius is also about surveillance. It's about security. It's about securing yourself. You're going to have a very futuristic thinking and you're going to work upon that. That is what this Rahu Ketu natal transit is going to create. And if we reverse this situation, if Rahu is in the second house and Ketu comes over it, and Ketu is in the eighth house and Rahu comes over it, it's like now you'll have to obsess. Sorry. Now you'll have to detach from your lifestyle. You'll have to detach from the way you look at money, the way you spend money, the way you are a spendthrift. This could even be a time when you have been exhausting your savings and the assets of your family. Now you'll have to stop because now you'll have to face a significant problem with the finances. You must have been a very confident individual, but now your confidence is lacked. You'll have to deal with the transformation in regards of your confidence. If Ketu already is in the eighth house, you have been a person who has been into research, who has been learning about deep, things, who has been into AI creation, graphic creations, creating pictures using AI, using technology. Now it's like you are digging more deeper and you're not researching, but you're presenting that. You're being confident with presentation of that out there. It's less knowledge and more show off now. And you have been a person who has been very, very cautious and conscious with their money matters. So always they have backup plans. But with this Rahu coming over your Ketu, it is first going to give you a karma related to your backup plans, your thinking, such futuristic thinking. And then ultimately it is going to land you towards that as well. It is going to make you first make you have a very rocky road in this aspect and then make you go in deep into that. So again, it's a karmic loop you'll have to deal with. You might have detached from your in-laws, family. Now you'll have to reattach to them. You'll have to fulfill some karma with them. Okay, so that's what I see for Cancer individuals. I hope this helps you give good insights. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.